Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Sam. We do a lot of dabbling on this channel and light fabrication, chopping, cutting, welding, putting Jeeps together, I guess, engine work, you name it, we kind of do it on here. In the future, I'd really love to dive into doing some older cars and trucks, but anything I'm passionate about, it'll be on the channel at some point. So go ahead and click that subscribe button, stick around, and I hope you guys enjoy some of this content. Today is not a story about my life. Today is actually going to be the introduction to my brand new welding and fabrication setup from Everlast. If you watched my last video, you guys know that I've been complaining about my welder being broken. I'd fix it, break it, fix it, break it, fix it, break it. Well, I'm tired of that. I reached out to Everlast. I said, let's do a little business together. And they said, I'm down. Let me show you my brand new Everlast 275 Multiprocess welder and my plasma cutter. Let's go. We'll start small and work our way up. This is going to be Everlast Power Plasma 52i plasma cutter. What is super cool about it is obviously its size, it's cute, it's small, but it does run on 110 or 220. The real selling point for me was the fact that it is CNC compatible down the road. So I don't have to necessarily upgrade machines if I want to get that table. Another big thing is it'll cut 1/4 inch steel like it's butter. So that's the reason I went with that plasma cutter. Small enough that it's portable, but it's strong enough that it'll do everything I need in this garage. Welder of choice, going to be this MTS Lighting 275. It is, well, it's a big machine, and that's what we're doing today in this video, is trying to come up with a cart that this thing can live in, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Selling features and points for this, multi-process welder. It's a high amp version. What's super cool about it is I can weld MIG steel. I can TIG AC/DC, so I can do aluminum and steel. And that is what the selling feature was for me. I could buy 2 machines, but truthfully, I don't have a lot of room out here. So to be able to put 2 together, or 3 together for that matter, is pretty awesome. Plus, it's gonna help me become a better fabricator out here in the garage. So, need to fill you guys in on a little bit of a secret. We, not just me, but we now have an affiliation link through Everlast that we can use on purchases of machines, consumables, you name it. But what it's gonna do for you guys is, let's say you buy a brand new TIG welder, they are going to go ahead and give you the upgraded Nova pedal, the full upgraded Nova kit, plus they're going to go ahead and ship that machine to you for free. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit of a commission kickback on it. It's just the way it works, and I ain't complaining because this video was not sponsored. I had to pay for these machines, and payments due. So if you guys wanna buy anything from Everlast, please use the link in the description. Help me help you, and let's start playing with these new toys. The plan of attack here is this cart has this big giant opening here in the bottom, and I took some measurements and notched this front section already. So I have a feeling that's gonna slide right in there, no problems. And then the plasma is gonna live up top, but where are you gonna put the bottle? So I think the plan here is we're gonna unbolt these casters and we're gonna build a tray on the backside to actually house one of my bottles, and we'll move the wheels back. That way this thing shouldn't be doing wheelies all the time. Let's break out the tape measure, get some measurements. All right, first cut with the plasma, and truthfully, did a really nice job. You can see right here where I messed up a little bit. It's like my first time really using a plasma, so I have a feeling with a little bit more practice, I can actually get this dialed in. If it wasn't angle iron and I didn't have to flip it, I think my cut would have been perfect, but yeah, overall, first cut, pretty happy. just got 3 more pieces cut out, and that was number 1. This is going to be number 2, and the cut is actually pretty nice. Like I said, I think with some seat time, I'll get this thing figured out. Stay. This is number 3, perfect cut. And then this last one is one that I cut, and then all I did was touch it with the flap wheel real quick, just cleaned it up, and that is awesome. So super happy with this plasma cutter. Definitely going to come in handy. But now we move on to the welder, where we're going to frame all this up and build the tray for the back of my welding cart. So basically all we're using here is some angle iron, all cut to shape, and went ahead, laid it out, squared it out. So now there's nothing to it but fire that thing up, get this thing tacked and make sure it's square. But as long as that's good, we're going to go ahead and start burning in all these joints, and then we can mock it up back on the cart. Cooled down enough that we can actually touch it, but first impression of the new welder is it can run it, man. Definitely runs a lot hotter than my Miller did. Now, obviously my Miller was 20 years old, but so far, super impressed with how this machine operates. I think I got a little bit of fine tuning to do and some learning. Right now, currently it's on 030 wire, and I think this thing's really gonna like 35. So in the future, I'm gonna swap wire, but overall, super happy with the way this thing welds. So that's cool. Now we are going to cut out a center plate for inside here, and then I think we got to make a spot for some wheels.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me
Plate is all cut out, nice and straight lines. Since I was able to go ahead and drag those, I don't know, turned out awesome. This actually wasn't from today. This was the first time I used the machine. This was actually underneath it and kind of blew down through. So that is why we cut this up. It is scrap metal, and it is going to be the shelf for inside there. So let's throw that onto the cart, drop the plate in, and start looking at where we're going to mount the wheels on the back of this thing. Now we get an idea of how this whole cart is coming together, and now it's time to go ahead and add some wheels to the back of this so we can put it back down on the ground. And I think for that, as far as the supports go, I have some scrap 1/4 inch that I really want to fire the plasma up and see how well it cuts through that. So let's go ahead and build some bases for these feet. Plasma cutter made short work of that 1/4 inch, as you just saw, which is awesome. It's obviously advertised to do that, and it definitely did it. So this is what we came up with. We went ahead and cut out that plate, also cut out a gusset, and these are going to be the stanchions off the side that are going to hold the wheels. What's cool about these being made out of 1/4 inches, now we get to fire up the welder, turn that thing up, and see how that does welding. Probably the thickest material I'll be doing here in the garage. So let's go ahead, burn that in. Well, the smoke has cleared, and that pretty much wraps up all the fabrication side of this project. Obviously the cart is still up here, but the tray is off of it now, and that's because we have it sitting over here. Again, a nice application of Pennsylvania powder coat. So while that dries, I believe me and wifey are gonna run and get dinner real quick. When we get back, we'll go ahead, we'll bolt that tray on, get the wheels bolted on, and start fitting this thing with the welder and the plasma cutter so we can go ahead and wrap this project up. Also, I'm robbing a couple parts off my other cart so we can go ahead and hang some leads off this thing. So it should turn out pretty cool. But time for dinner. See you in a second. Back from dinner, and we just went ahead and got this whole cart thrown together. It's down on its own weight. The bottle is on there, and everything looks like it should work. I like the concept and how everything's laid out, but I don't want to push it around yet until I go ahead and throw some chains on that bottle so it can't go anywhere. So I'm going to source some parts from my old welding cart over there, and we'll get this bottle strapped down, and then I think we're going to add these little brackets to go ahead and hold the leads on the side of my new cart. So let's go ahead, wrap up this video, wrap up this project, get that stuff installed, and take this cart for a spin. All right, boys, this thing is officially loaded up at full weight and going to do exactly what it is designed to do. Now, remember, this is version 1 of what I'm going to refer to this as the Dollar General welding cart. In the future, we are going to go ahead and build a nice version 2. It'll be nice, fancy, new, but that one will actually be designed to kind of hold all of this weight. This is temporary, just gotta get us by until we wrap up the Jeep, but I needed this plasma and this welder mobile so we could dive back into the Jeep. Now, like I said initially in the video, link in the description. If you guys want the hookup for Everlast, make sure to hop on there, scroll down through the description, use that link, get yourself some cool stuff and save some Skrilla. So that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this upload. New video coming soon. You guys are the best, and I'll see you guys on the next upload. Later.